All right. Most of us should know about the Confederate flag. It's also known as the Confederate battle flag. The question is, does it have a place in American society or not? I'll answer that in a little bit. White Southerners claim that the Confederate flag is just about a matter of Southern pride. Okay. What are you proud of? The Confederate flag stands for a battle flag, the flag that was used to fight the Civil War. What was the Civil War about? Independence, some would say. Independence, why? So they could live their lives the way they want to. And what way was that? It was their right to own slaves. It was their right to brutalize human beings. It was their right to dehumanize and to degrade people. If you want to create something besides somebody's apple pie recipe or something else, then if you do something that really recognizes your state or the South for something significant, you can create a symbol that shows pride in that. But the Confederate flag has been nothing but a call to racism. It has been nothing but a call to hate. In Germany, it is against the law to display the swastika because of what it represents. But there have been people there who have displayed the Confederate flag of the United States for what they stand for as neo-Nazis or Nazis. The Confederate flag stands for hatred. And why people want to blow it off, which too many Americans do that. Remember, what we're talking about is the fact that white people have this thing called white privilege. And it's not just about the fact that we get things first or we have more opportunities than African Americans, that we don't have as many restrictions put on us, that we will probably get the job faster than somebody else or the promotion faster than somebody else. But it is a fact that you can sit around and just basically ignore everything because it doesn't harm you directly. I argue that it does harm you, but in the eyes of these people, they do not believe it harms them, and so they don't have to worry about it. African Americans don't have that privilege because they are the target of racism in this country, as well as Native Americans. And I don't want to be typical with Native Americans either. I don't know all the different tribes' names, but there were the Sioux, there were the Iroquois, there were the Pawnee, there were the Cheyenne. We lumped them together, but these were all different tribes with similarities, but also differences. People lived in different conditions, like in the desert areas, and the people lived in, Minnesota and all different places. These were all these different tribes in the country of different peoples who, like I said, were similar but different. And we always lumped together. First of all, lumped them together in the term Indians because we thought we were going to India, but we got lost and came to America. And then Native Americans because they were born here. That's better, but it still lumps them together. Native Americans' history is many different tribes who were, for the most part, wiped out. And the remaining people tried to recognize, yes, their collectiveness, but also their individuality and their histories. So I just have to stop there for a second and give credit to that. And if you're a Native American watching this from whatever tribe you're from, I know I didn't do it justice. I just wanted to say something about it. We have Asian people and all these different people. They don't have the same privilege that white people do in this country to ignore the problem. But I also believe there are a lot of people who claim the Confederate flag is just about Southern pride who know better than that. They know what it stands for. They know what they stand for. They stand for the dehumanization and degrading of other people. They stand for trying to wipe out African Americans any way possible, cutting health, keeping health care down, keeping transit down, keeping all things, trying to get as many of them in prison as they can so they can reassert slavery in a different fashion, because that's what we have in this country is a prison system that is actually slavery and brutalization. It fits right in with what too many people in this country have enjoyed doing. The Confederate flag stands for nothing positive except hate. Now, the Confederate flag does have a place. I believe it has one place it should be displayed: in a museum, because it is a matter of fact, and we need to teach about history. We need to see the different symbols that were used. But as far as somebody putting on their flagpole as a representation of Southern pride, hogwash. It is a representation that you attribute yourself to a racist past, a racist present, and a racist future. The Confederate flag has nothing to do with decency. It has to do with hate, and it is offensive. It is offensive for anybody to display the Confederate flag other than displaying it for a mode of remembering history. And I don't mean celebrating history. I'm remembering the atrocities that took place. The Confederacy was all about hatred, all about racism, all about dehumanization, which this country is still doing. This country is ongoingly treating African Americans like they're subhuman. When will we actually grow up? When will we realize that we are all one race? When will we start treating each other with the value that we should have? I hope soon, but I don't know. I hope we do better, but I'm concerned. This flag, again, has one place. Not on a shirt, not on a flag, not as a wall hanging, but as a place in a museum. And yes, if you need to print new flags to go into a new museum, fine. We need to see the robes of the Ku Klux Klan as well. Why? Because it's part of history, not because it should be something that should be celebrated or ongoing. We need to see these things and not repeat these things. We need to put these things in the past and change. Until the next time on American Christian or Christian American.